I think it's so cute that you should just go ahead and get it, but that's just me. You know what I'm saying? I might be a little bit biased, but if you're watching this video, that means you want it. I know you do. I know you do. So hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you've been with it, if you haven't been with it, the subscribe button is down below and you should get with it. If you haven't been with it, get with it. Been with it, get with it. Been with it, get with it. Been with it. If you haven't been with it, get. All right, so in today's video we're going to talk about all things dermal piercings. If you are thinking about dermal piercings, I really think you should get one, but you might need to consider a couple of things before getting it, and that is what this video is for. I'm going to talk about all things dermal piercings, and I really mean all things because I used to have one, but as you can see, I have removed it, and I don't know why I did that because I missed it already. I really want to go and get it back again. Well, I do know why I removed it, but it was a dumb reason. So if you guys, I just want to show you guys up close. Right here is where it used to be. So it's a small scar, but it's not that big of a scar. So, all right, let me show you guys what I have the actual piercing. So you guys are going to see, if you want to get it, you're going to see what's going to go into your face or inside your body if you're getting a dermal piercing in a different area. So if you look up close, I want it to be able to be really visible. Wait, the sun is catching it right there. See how it's like a little figure 8? That is what will be inserted into your face, and then your skin will grow around it. And let me show you guys the diamond side. So look how pretty, blinged out. That is what would go into your body. So cute. The first and foremost is, do I like the way it looks? You might think that you like the way it looks because you saw it on somebody else, but when you get it into your own face, you're like, oh, I don't like that. So the way that you can kind of just sort this out is, I think that one, yeah, of course, look at it on other people, go crazy, fill up your phone with people with dermal piercings. When I wanted to get my dermal piercing, the first person I saw it on that I'm like, that look bomb, is India Love. I will insert a picture right here. She is so cute. But yeah, I saw it and I was instantly like, I need that right now. What you mean? So, bang. This you can get from, I don't even know where I got this because my sister got it for me because she knows that I like to be blinged out all the time. She saw it and she's like, I'm gonna have to get that for my sister. That's real nice. Oh, it's from Call It Spring. It's from Call It Spring. It's from Call It Spring, but I'm sure you can get this at like Claire's or Etsy or Amazon or the dollar store, like anywhere. I'm pretty sure you can get these. And they have like the little small one right here that you can cut out, put it wherever you want, a dermal piercing, rock it for a couple days, see if you like the feel, because a dermal piercing is more permanent than a regular piercing. But this nose piercing, I can take it out. If I don't want to wear it some days, I can put in like a clear one so that it doesn't close. But with a dermal piercing, that is not the story. It is in your face, and it's in your face forever. Well, not forever. You can remove it if you don't want it, but it's in your face, you know. So the next thing that you should consider after figuring out, yeah, I like the way that looks, is the price. Do you got funds for it? Do you got student loans? Should you really be blinging yourself out? Do you got bills to pay? Or do you got some free money that you should, you know, treat yourself with? So the dermal piercing, the piercing and the jewelry cost $120, and then you also have to consider aftercare, which is going to just be a saline solution mixed with which is salt mixed with water. But it has to be non-iodized sea salt, and it has to be distilled or bottled water, or you can boil some water, you know. And you'll also need some bandages because, yeah, when it's healing, you're going to need some bandages, especially when you're going to sleep. You're going to want to have a bandage right on that. So altogether, a dermal piercing with the jewelry, the cost of piercing it, and the cost of aftercare, which is your saline wash and your bandages, it's going to cost around $140 altogether. Another thing that you should do before getting a dermal piercing is make sure you research your piercing parlor, because some of these people just want money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to go to a place where you know that they're going to do your shit right, okay? And the thing about dermal piercing is that when you want to go get it, I know that a lot of times we look for a certain look, but listen to the piercer, because sometimes the look has to be delayed. until you can get your piercing healed. For example, prime example is this nose ring. The nose ring, the look that I wanted was the ring, not the stud. But when I first got it pierced, the piercer was like, you need to get a stud first so that it can heal nicely. Then you can change it to a ring, because the ring, as you can see, I can just move it around like this over and over, and it interferes with the healing process. And another thing that they talked about when I was getting this one is that I really wanted a really tiny thin ring, and he was like, don't do that because it'll drag. And I didn't listen, and I went and got myself a thin ring, and it dragged, like, but luckily it healed back. But what if it couldn't? And these are things on your face, so you want to be careful and you want to listen to your piercer. Another thing about, so now translating that information to a dermal piercing is that the gauge, you want it to be 14 or 16 gauge. That's the gauge is just the thickness of what's going into your face or your chest or anywhere really, because you could put dermal piercing anywhere. But some piercers might try to give you something that's too thin, and you need it to be, and also the size of the topper. I wanted a really, this is the topper. The topper is the little piece of jewelry that they screw on to this base. So I wanted a really small topper. Even this one I felt was too big for me. I wanted it to be really small and dainty. And this one for me, I really don't like how it's completely round. I wanted it to be a little bit of like a, you know, we all know what I'm talking about. This type of shape. I wanted it to be like kind of like that. Or like here, I have them right here. Like one of these, like a longer crystal, kind of like a sideways type of thing. Yeah, that's what I wanted it to be like. But I just had to start off with this because for the healing process, you want it to be a little bit bigger, not small. Because I've heard stories of girls where the topper starts going into their skin. So consider that too when you're trying to get your dermal piercing. All right. The next important question that you need to ask yourself is, will I be okay with having a scar on my face if the piercing rejects, or if for some reason I decide to remove it? So you guys got to see how my scar looks, but everybody's different. So you might have a completely different scar than me. Mine healed really well. And I use this type of tape that they use after people get surgery that makes things heal better, so that mine would heal nicely. But are you okay with having a scar? Because even if you are confident, you're like, I'm gonna get this and I'm not gonna want to remove it, you never know what's gonna happen. You might want to remove it. You never know how your body is going to react to the piercing. Your body, you know, you might be like, come on over, piercing, and your body might be like, bye. Your body might be like, get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? So consider that. Consider the potential that you might get a scar. What is the other thing that I said? Okay, the next thing that I put down on my little laptop here is that you should know your body. I mean, you might not, because this might be the first piercing that you're considering, but maybe like you can know from your family or something like that. Are you prone to keloids? So if you're prone to keloids, you might want to hold back on a piercing like this on your face, because you don't want to start growing a keloid on your face. Oh God, no, you do. Does your body heal quickly? Like, you know, if you got diabetes or you got an immunodeficiency condition, you know, or certain medical conditions, you might want to hold off on a dermal piercing. What else? Oh yeah, if you're taking certain anti-inflammatory drugs, you also might, like, you have to take those drugs. You also might want to hold off on a dermal piercing, because those type of things interfere with healing process. Talking about money, I already told you guys that around $140 to get the piercing, but you also want to talk about the cost to remove the piercing if that's ever going to be something that you want to do. It was $20 for me to remove the piercing, $20 for scar prevention product, and $5 for bandages. So altogether, the removal is around $45. And I will talk about pain later on. I will talk about the pain of getting the piercing. I will talk about the pain of removing the piercing. But so far, if you like the way that dermals look and you're okay with the potential scar that you might have on your face because your body might reject it, or you might just want to remove it, then I think that so far it's looking good. You should go ahead and get that piercing. So the next question that I have right here is, will I like the feeling of a dermal piercing in my face. So a lot of times when I, like, you know, people would ask me about this piercing, they'd be like, well, you know, does it feel weird? Like when you sleep, like, do you feel it in your face? And for me personally, when I had it in, when I first got it, I did obviously notice like, oh, this is something different on my face. But after a while, you kind of just get used to this little thing being in your face. That it's just like with the nose ring. I don't really even notice that I've got it no more because it's been on my face for so long that it's just like, it's a part of me now. So yeah, I think the same thing goes for this. Like when you sleep on it, you don't feel it. Once it's healed, you don't feel it. For feeling though, I will say my hair is usually in braids. My hair naturally is an afro. It goes up, it's out of my face. I'm trying out something different with these bangs and I think I'm feeling them. Yeah, so but if you have hair like this and you always wear your hair down, straight hair, or even if it's curly or loose curl and it's always down in your face, the hair will tend to, when I wore certain hairstyles down, the hair would wrap around the piercing and it was kind of annoying. Like it's a weird feeling to remove, like unwinding hair off of your face. It's weird. It's not that big of a deal, but it's something that, you know, that I noticed. For feeling, what else about feeling? If you play sports, don't get this piercing. If you do a lot of, I don't know, if you think about what type of career you want in the future, don't get this piercing. You know what I mean? Like for me, none of the careers that I want, I don't think having the piercing would affect it. But it might for you, depending on where you live too. Is you black and in America and then you got a piercing on your face, maybe reconsider. But that's if you want to get into professional work and stuff like that. Even though I don't think that piercing should affect professional work because it's a piercing, it's style. It says nothing about someone's ability to work. Like just because I look bomb don't mean that I can't work bomb too. But those are all things that you should consider before getting this piercing. Oh, skincare. Does this piercing interfere with skincare? I would say yes and no. Like it's not that big of a deal. If you really want something, then the little like small minor things that it's gonna, you know, come about with having it, I don't think that it's that big of a deal. Like for example, when you're washing your face, obviously the piercing is gonna be something, and I'm mostly only talking about dermal piercings on the face because that's where I got it. But like think about it for everything. You also wash your body. I hope you do. You also wash your body, so it's the same thing that for the face. You know what I mean? Like when you're washing your face, it's gonna be there. Is it something that's a complete annoyance? Not really. For me, after a while, I stopped noticing it. But again, if you use, like, you're going to have to think about the type of products you use on your face. Are you using scented products? I don't think you should be using scented products on your face to begin with. But if you get this piercing, that's something that you're going to have to consider. Another thing is, like, face masks. I use the Aztec clay. And that, you know, if you use that, you know that shit sticks to your face and it's hard to remove. Not hard to remove, but it's a little bit of a, you know, it's a little bit of effort to remove that. So if you have the dermal piercing on your face, you're gonna have to work around that when you're applying a mask, and same thing when you're taking it off. But for me, it wasn't that big of a deal, to be honest. It was not that big of a deal. I think it's so cute that you should just go ahead and get it, but that's just me. You know, okay, I might be a little bit biased, but if you're watching this video, that means you want it. I know you do. I know you do. So what else did I say? Washing your face. Oh, makeup. This is the one thing that I really want to go and get this piercing again, to be honest. I really do. Every time I see it on somebody else, I'm like, why the hell did I take it out of my face? It was so cute. But the only reason that I wouldn't want to get this piercing again is because I missed putting highlighter on. I realized that, like, when I had it, it literally fell right in the place where I put my highlighter. And then I was just like, you know, it's okay. I can still just put highlighter around it. And when I put the highlighter around it, I was like, it looks like I'm doing way too much. I really thought it was just like, I don't like it. Like, I liked, I didn't like putting the highlighter and then having the piercing and then putting highlighter. It just looked like too much was going on in my face. Like, this is already blinged out. Why do you need more blinged out on your face? You know, I just, so that's the only reason why I'm like, maybe I won't get it, because I love me some highlighter. That's something to consider. What else? Oh, I tried to talk about pain level. So, for pain, I thought that this piercing was not painful, to be honest. It was not. This nose piercing right here, that was painful. But then again, I feel like if you want a dermal piercing, you should not really be even thinking about pain like that. Cause like, duh, it's gonna be some type of feeling on your face. That's like trying to get a tattoo and being like, is it gonna be painful? Duh, it's gonna be painful. Like, you bear the pain because beauty is pain and you wanna look popping, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it wasn't painful though, actually. Like, when you get a nose piercing, you know how you feel that initial needle puncture like going into your skin? That's like, ooh, and then like you just like, ooh, and like the tears come automatically because it's in your nose area and there's something going on right there. With this piercing, it wasn't like that. With this piercing, I wouldn't say pain. It's like an intense pressure feeling, like a lot of pressure. And as soon as they do it, all the blood, it feels like in your body, just rushing to your face, and it's just hot in that area. Like, it's hot for a hot minute. But I will say that feeling was slightly satisfying to me. I don't know if I'm weird or not, but it was a slightly satisfying feeling. Like, I would even want to feel that again. But like pain, no. But then again, pain is subjective. Yeah, when I was doing research before I wanted to get the piercing, I was looking about what other people were saying, and some people say that it was painful for them. So you're really just gonna have to take the risk. Nobody's gonna tell you how you gonna feel it. Only you can feel it, and then you'll know, to be honest. And then forgetting to taking it out painful, because that's another thing that you might need to consider. Because I feel like when you get something, always consider what's gonna happen if you need to change your mind. You know what I mean? Is it going to be that bad, or is it going to be terrible? I think the same thing with tattoos. Like, if I'm going to want to change my mind, is it in a place where it's going to be like, oh God, why did I get this like Gucci Mane ice cream on my face type of tattoo? Or is it going to be like tramp stamp on my butt? Like, okay, it's kind of annoying, but like, it's on my butt. Ain't nobody finna see it. You know what I'm saying? So I always think about like the before and after process, even if I'm confident that I'm never going to get to the after process, if you're confident that like, if I get this, it's going to be in my face. Because when I got this, I was like, I'm not gonna take it out anyways. I don't want what you trying to say to me. I'm not, and then look, it's gone. So I always consider both. Yeah. So the pain for taking it out. When I went there, I had it in. I got it early January. No, not early. Late January. Like the last day of January. Actually, I remember. I don't remember the day that I got it out, but I want to say that I took it out in like August or October. So I had it for like 8 months, 9 months, but not even up to a year. I had it for 9 months, like I was pregnant. Not even for a full year. And when I went to the parlor to get it removed, honestly, the reason why I wanted to remove it is because I got some negative comments from somebody who I felt at the time was a really close friend of mine, and I valued her opinion. So I was just like, it starts to feel like a pimple on my face after she made that comment. And then I was just like, no, I gotta remove it one day. I was like, man, like, it was on my mind for too long, but like, why was it on my mind? Because I liked it. So that's all that matters. If you like it, that's all that matters. Because honestly, if you get it, people finna ask you questions. Don't let that shit bother you. If you like it, that's all that matters. So I went to the parlor, and first they tried to remove it without having to make any incisions. So he was going at it, like yanking on my face, and like, it's a feeling. I don't know if I describe it as pain. Like, of course it's uncomfortable, of course it's a feeling. That's what I would describe it as, a feeling. I wouldn't describe it as painful. It's just a feeling. So he's yanking on it, and then he's starting to see. He's like, damn, when did you get this piercing? You had it for like 2 years? And I was like, nah, I just got this. He's like, oh, your skin heals really quickly, and your pain tolerance, like most people would be like, your pain tolerance is high. So that's why I'm saying, like, when I talk about pain, don't take my word for it, because my pain tolerance is high. Yours may not be. So he's taking it out, and he figures that he can't take it out by just pulling it. He's gonna have to make an incision. So he takes a blade, makes an incision in my face. Again, that felt like an incision. Like, how else am I supposed to describe it? It felt like a paper cut on my face. Paper cuts are annoying, but I mean, it felt not like paper cut. It felt like a knife to my face. Like, what else is it supposed to feel like? It felt, but not like, I know that might sound like, ooh, a knife to the face. I don't want no part in that, but like, it's light work. Like, it's light work. It's not like it's for long. It's not like, you know what I mean? So he cut it out of my face, and you know, then it left again, like I said, this little scar. You know, I got it off, I put a bandage. My face was a little bit uncomfortable for a while. It was like having a cut. It was like having a cut anywhere, you know, and I had to heal. And I used this type of tape to because I wanted it to heal better. I didn't really want too big of a scar. Am I bothered by the scar? No. It looks kind of like Yasmin. You know, that Bratz doll got that little cute mole on the side of her face? That's what it looks like. For me, it's not a disturbance at all. So all in all, I think that's all I had to say. Oh shit, damn. All in all, I think that's all that I had to say about the piercing. Consider, am I gonna like the way it looks? You can do that by looking at photos and by, you know, getting little gems and sticking them on and wearing them for a while. Number 2, the cost. Is your money up? Can you afford that? Or do you got some bills to pay? You know, you got children to feed. And then 3, will I be okay with having a small scar on my face or wherever you get it if the piercing rejects or if you decide to change it? And lastly, will you like the feeling of the piercing, and will it interfere with, you know, your life, you know, your job, or, you know, different things like that? And I think that is about it for the advice and tips that I have on dermal piercings. I personally, now you won't hear, I personally think that this is a great piercing to get you finna look bomb, you finna look spoppy, you finna look cute. It's a little addition to the face if you ask me. And I might go get mine again, or I might just take this same one and put it right here on my chest. I might do that. So I think that, yeah, go ahead and get you that piercing if you really want it. It's cute. And if you do get it, DM me a picture of your piercing on Instagram at Mila Miyagi. I would love to see it on your cute ass little face. I would love to see it on your cute little chest. I would love wherever you put it. And yeah, don't be afraid to ask me more questions in the comment section down below. I love comments. I love them. And as per usual, if you haven't been with it, get with it, be with it, get with it, be with it, get with it, be with it. If you haven't been, like, comment, subscribe.